Good evening and welcome to Mr. Wilson Live. It has been a while since you last saw me. I have been out trying to get ready for September. I've been out trying to treat with my job. You would have known I would have taken a whole lot of time to extend myself in getting us ready for the CSEC examination. Now, a lot to be said. A lot to be said. Uh, have I learned from the experience? Oh, yes, I have learned both good and bad. I have learned that there are some great adults in the world. I've learned that there are some great students in the world. And I've also learned that there are some who are in between, right? I have also learned, well, this is not something that I learned. I soon deal with the text, so just give me a bit. This is not something that I learned. I also know that I am a reflective practitioner. And at no point in my career will I ever tell anyone that I am perfect, that I have reached, that there's nothing else for me to learn. I'll never say that. I'll continue to learn, I'll continue to extend myself, I'll continue to reflect and to modify my practice so that I stay current. Good. So, as the title for the live said, the storm is over. I would have been privy to information relating to both HSB and biopaper. And my views, I will tell you sometime during the show. You know, I saw some students yesterday. I really don't have any student as such doing HSB. I have students doing bio. But I saw both sets of students yesterday. And for those I saw yesterday, they don't even attend my school. There are a lot of persons who attended who are students at my school. But the persons I saw yesterday, or I spoke with yesterday, were persons who would have seen me online. And they are seeing me for the first time. Oh, it's you, the black man online. I didn't even know that I am the black man online. Yeah, the black man online. Oh yeah, we've been watching blah 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 blah. All right, and a lot has been said. So I'm just going to go through the chatter here. I want to hear from everyone, and while I hear from everyone, then I'm going to be giving you my view, and then you must be wondering what what is Mr. Wilson's next move? I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay. If not you, for others, not to say that I will be able to keep all that time unless, of course, I can get some assistance. But I am here to stay. Uh, I don't know if it's something like this that it's the twilight of a career, but I have been teaching for some 14 years. And I thought I wanted to see a different side of the coin. I think I wanted to expose my classroom, and hence I am here. I also think that I have made a lot of observation in 14 years. And of course, it's time for me to write. So I have been writing left, right, and center. So you are going to be seeing me over there on Amazon and other platforms. I would have sent you earlier a link to a no content or low content sketchbook. Uh, Another one is going to be published tomorrow. So for the rest of the week is just publishing books. All right, from low content to higher level content, I'm going to be asking you some questions here. I'm going to be writing a lab manual or a lab book. I'm going to be doing an SBA book. I'm going to be writing a lab manual. And the lab manual is going to treat with some of the ills that I have seen over the years versus those I've come across while teaching online. So I realized what the general problem is across the Caribbean, and I am going to be putting pen to paper. I'm going to be writing that and publishing soon. So Without any further ado, let me get on to you. I am going to be reading every line and I'm going to be trying to comment as much as I can. Please be reminded to like, share, and subscribe. All right, please be reminded to like, share, and subscribe and give the video some love. Anna is here, and remember, I told her that I am babysitting. So Anna is here, so he's always here, but he's now with me more than ever. All right, so just let me just go through this with us all. As to the multiple choice, all right, so let me start up at the top. I'm seeing Campbell. Hi, Campbell. I'm seeing Sylvester. Hi, Sylvester. I am seeing Campbell again. Yes, I'm seeing you. I'm seeing Ingram. Hello. I'm seeing Douglas. I'm seeing Austin. I'm seeing Macaria. I hope I pronounced that name right. I'm seeing Shaw as well. Good evening. I am seeing Carton. I do hope I pronounce it. I've seen this name several times, but I do hope that I've been getting it right. I'm seeing Mackenzie. Are you going to go through today's paper, sir? I'm going to go through both papers, but if it's today, I'm not too sure. But I'm going to go through both papers. But I'll talk about it. All right. Mackenzie, that was Mackenzie. Sir, I made some real silly mistakes. Don't we all make mistakes from time to time? But don't hang up on that. We have more time to go. Did you do the paper one? No, I have not. I haven't done any other papers. All right. And please be reminded that CXC so should not have these papers. That's the best I can say. Hello to the co-teacher. Hi, Anai. They're saying hi to you. All right, great. I only got 4 questions wrong. Wow, man! I've been hearing that from my kids as well. Good evening, sir. Hi, Powell. I'm seeing Anderson. I forget to say that. Anderson. I'm also seeing Anne Marie. Yes, is it? Yes, it is. Thank God. I believe I got 55. Holy moly. All right. I'm hearing all of these nice stuff. Good evening, sir. Hi, good evening, Treasure. I remember that name very well. Cheetah, I only get 1 wrong. Wow. Mackenzie, I believe I got everything correct. I want to tell you that it's sort of impossible. You know, it's not impossible, but sort of kind of one kind of something. Because even me and other, because I've spoken to other teachers since we've had our time. And I've spoken to teachers who have been in the system 30 years and more. And I'm like, have you ever seen a multiple choice that you can't answer? And yeah, all the time. I didn't even know it was an all the time thing for persons. You know, so it's not that when I hear students say I get everything, students, we get everything and teachers don't get everything because students are studying for the exam, teachers are studying to teach. All right. So when you start to go on both sides of the fence, teaching plus doing the exam with the kids, it's going to make you an awesome teacher. And that's what I want to be. All right. So here we go. Yeah. Let me see where are we now. So that's Mackenzie. Let me say Treasure, Mackenzie, James. Hi, sir. Thank you. Hi, sir. Thanks. Your class helped me a lot. Great. We are most grateful. Content, your video were on point. Mostly everything came back. All right. So let me just stop at content that I can remember, that I will remember. I am very happy that some of these videos would have had some flaws. Right? It is not the best or wisest thing to download a creator's video. Right? The videos are there for interaction. And not only that, because the videos have some flaws, students are going to learn, if you are watching my videos, how to use YouTube, because most students can't use YouTube. All right. So we're going to review some questions that we've had and you've had concern with them. We're going to just leave them like that. Not Mr. Wilson, I'm a reflective practitioner. So I'm very happy that the videos helped. Me do good on paper 1, but paper 2, it was a bit challenging. Homes, I'm seeing, well, it's going to, persons are going to have different reaction to the paper. Don't kill yourself. There's more time in front of you. Miss Chemistry, is it Miss Chemistry or Miss Biochem? Which of it? Mr. Wilson, I want to tell you personally, thanks for your assistance. Your videos and live has assisted me load. May God continue to bless you. Much up my exam today. Big up yourself, big up yourself, big up yourself, Miss Chemistry. Big up yourself. I hope you did well on the chemistry exam as well. I didn't get a chance to look at the chemistry. I have been so selfish. I got a chance to look at NV. I got a chance to look at Agri Paper 2. I got a chance to look at both everything bio and HSB. And it's sort of unfortunate, but I wanted to see all the sciences. So Miss Chemistry, I'm seeing you. Jita, I forget locomotion also help with reproduce, to find mate. To find mate. Yes, it also helps to find mate. All right, don't worry yourself. Sir, thank you for helping us. I am most grateful, Holmes. All right, not too sure. Naldo, I think it's Naldo. The storm is over for Noah. Storms are always going to be there, but when one pass, we have to celebrate. There's always going to be storm while you're alive. That is one of the things you have to take away from the class. There's a lot of lessons to be learned. One is that if you want to remember the sigmoid growth curve, always remember it epitomizes everything that we do in life. The S curve, sigmoid growth curve, financial curve, whatever curve you call it, you are always going to have some type of resistance, environmental resistance of some shape or form. Put it this way, it doesn't matter how great your videos are. It doesn't matter how great your content is. It doesn't matter where you are from, race, color, or creed. Check your videos, and even one is going to have a thumbs down. That is just life. Sometimes the person who got thumbs down, if they didn't go thumbs down, it would have been their last day on earth. But it started to help them to blow off that anger. So we understand that. So don't worry yourself. You're always going to have some amount of resistance. So the storm is over for now. And I do hope that it doesn't leave you in a state that you are sad. Paper one, sir, was good. Yeah, it was good. It was, well, the bio paper was magnificent, if you ask me. All right. All is correct, sir. The multiple choice was manageable due to you. Well, it's more due to you, because we always can take the ask to the water, but we can't make them drink. But I'm very happy that I was able to work with you. All right, so you need to give yourself some pat on the shoulder as well. All right, Treasure, HSB. Thanks, sir. That is Annalise. Is it Annalise? I know Annalisa. And Racha or Racha, I'm seeing you. Thank you. You're welcome. Holmes, I hate paper two. It's not a good thing to hate paper two because paper two is where you get to bring out your creativity. While with multiple choice, in some cases with multiple choice, you have to be rolling the dice. So I would prefer paper two any day than a paper one. You all are helping me with everything. So I am reading now Bucket, as I have been having such a hard time um, stuck at home while others were at school, and I had such a stressful time thanks to you. We're very sorry that you were not here with us from September, but we were around. We do hope that it was good for you, though. Holmes again, but you do well on paper one, sir. We try our best. It was my first year. I have never worked a multiple choice. I've never worked a past paper. Other than if I give something like a past paper for exam, I've never sat down and worked any past paper. In a matter of fact, when I was doing exam, I didn't even know that there was past paper. So this year was like the first time I'm challenging this thing and trying to understand, getting to the head of CXC. How is it that they write the paper? What is it that they were looking for? It was a little difficult for me to strike that balance until I started getting some feedback from you. I started to have a clear understanding as to how to challenge the question. At what level should I be answering and that type of a thing? How deep should I go on that type of a thing? So it was a lesson for me as well. Yes, a lesson for me. Probably I should have started earlier, but sometimes things never happen before they should. All right. I believe I got a grade one. Well, I'm hoping that we did really, really well. If you didn't get a grade 1 and you got a grade 2, thumbs up just the same. Austin, oh, so I was talking to Anne Marie now. So Austin, sir, I swear it was helpful. All right, good, thank you. Multiple choice was from 2016 to 2020, I feel good. Which are the paper that? If it was the bio paper, there was, I remember with my days, I'm going to call the students who have been teaching from September, day student. I remember with my day student, I was pointing out to them that diagram with the insulin production and said this diagram is a real diagram to come back. And when I saw it on the back of the bio paper, I was like, damn. But the last time we had a revision, and I said to you, question 60, I don't remember which, I probably were doing 2016. And I said that this is the worded question for the diagram question that we've seen before. And that came as question 60 today, I realized. Sir, sir, it was helpful. Okay, great. So I'm at Adams now. Good evening, sir. I must say may God bless you and and your house, I think. Sir, truly, I never see you face to face. But you let us feel like you are like your own, sir. I must say, big thank you. Forgive me if I'm not reading well. I'm not even seeing well. All right. Um, yes, we're most grateful, Adam, and we try. We try. I can't say that our persons have never been kind to me. My story will be in a book, but my story is not pretty much a smiley story, if there's such a word. My life is not the face that you see. It's definitely not. But I survived. All right. So not because a person have been mean to you, it means that you have to be to anyone. You can, of course, be that person to shine that light. All right. I remember Barnett. Barnett is one of my base students. She was trapped and she had some problem. I will be putting my daughter onto you. She's going to grade 10 in September and she will be doing HSB. All right, Miss Barnett, I was talking to the grade 11 coordinator when I went to school today, and I have some real concern for HSB. HSB, for the students who are in grade 10 and moving on to grade 10, will be doing an SBA. We know that students were not doing biology because they didn't want to do a SBA. So it's going to be a trying time more, so a lot of students were not doing it. Yes, I will be around. I might have some income generator stuff because this thing are awesome lot of time. You know, the time when you see me in front of the computer, that is the finished product. But there's a lot that I would have to do before. I'd have to go to Printtree and try to get paper here. I don't have these papers. Those you send to me are those I have to purchase or something like that. You know, I really don't have the papers. I don't have past papers until I started getting them from you and all over the little place and so on. All right, so I will be around. Hopefully, I'll be around. All right, just give me 1 second. I'm going to show you something and then I'm going to move right back to you. So I know that, and I know it was frightening for a lot of persons. When I saw the bio paper, I wasn't so, I don't think I got a good look at the HSP paper yesterday. I don't think I saw it well. But for today, based on what I heard and all of that about the bio paper, I feel really, really good that feel really good that persons would have done well. I think that CXC, I like to talk about CXC, pretty much honored their part of the bargain, and their part of the bargain was supposed to deliver on what they promised. And I think they delivered. And when I said deliver, I'm speaking specifically to the whole idea when CXC said that they are cognizant of the many issues across the Caribbean and they will be doing their best to set an exam that is fitting to what is happening around the region. Now, as a vlogger, vloggers tend to like to swoop down on CXC and all of that. I want to say that I think that CXC did well with what I have seen. It doesn't really matter how much CXC would have done. Some persons are always going to be having problems. Some persons just need to go a little more than others, and we understand that. But I think CXC delivered on their promise, and we must be grateful. I tell myself, as I have been saying, the persons who differed on the exam, I am sure when they see this paper about September, October, they are going to be crying because this was like a treat. I think it was like a treat, and they missed out on this all because they were coward, they were shy, they didn't take the advice from persons. All right, so I am putting in the chat the first of my literature. That's a scrapbook, so you can just look at it. It is on Amazon. So, Barnett, I'm with you. I'm on your side. So I'm Sharon Mackenzie. I'm feeling. I'm finally finished with biology. Am I supposed to understand that you're not going to be doing biology at tertiary institution? There's no need for biology. You're just happy that it is over. I don't know, but I'll see that when I go down. 35 and more question came back. I think it's probably more than that, depending on how far you've been studying. If you are coming from 2012, come right up, you'd have realized that it's almost the entire paper that was repeated. If you were looking at like all the past papers that we made available for you, you would have seen that. Thank you so much, sir. I'm looking at Wilson, Amy Wilson. So Aston, I read a while ago. Amy Wilson. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for everything you have done for us. Was my pleasure, and it will continue to be my pleasure. Sir, Mr. Wanted. I don't know what the SM is. Small, Mr. Wanted. All the questions are repeated from 2016 to 2020. There are questions that are repeated before. Those are probably the papers that you looked at, but quite a number of questions repeated. And I've always said, with my experience, it's the first for me in this area where I'm doing multiple choice paper, I'm doing paper two. I used to just look at the exam from, but in 2010, I would have told my day student that once there's a problem in the Caribbean, you try to do the exam that year, because that year the exam paper is going to be nice. Now, after that, you're going to be having some problem. We also, based on what we saw on the paper for January, I also told my students, all of them, day and otherwise, that 2016 would have been a good paper to look at for this year, based on what we saw on the. All right, so that's how it is. Let me see now. Casanova, all repeated. All right. Anderson, sir, I had some ups and downs, but both paper one and two was manageable due to my teachers, due to my teacher help and your help. Thanks, sir, for helping me. All right, so you have a finger crossed. All right. Every now and then we have to have our fingers crossed. All right, Thompson. Hi, how you doing? All repeated, Mr. Wanted. Good night. Khan, I'm seeing you. How you doing? Smith, hello. How you doing? Grant, big up yourself as well. Tamara Barnett, I was over prepared. Thanks to you and your family for allowing you with the time. All right, great. We are most honored. All right. And Anna is also very happy to have been here with you. I just got up. He's not talking or giving any trouble now. I hope that he's fine. All right. Walker. Janelle Walker. Good day, sir. I thought it was Juliana Walker. All right. Oh, it's pronounced Caton. Caton. Okay, great. I'm so sorry for slaughtering your name. Caton. I think I like the name though. Caton. All right. If you put an R, they will probably get Croton. All right, that's fine. All right, so Campbell again. Sir, can you believe that I forget plants had part movement I feel like I got 59. One other thing, the questions, we had a little problem over. I made sure that we have a long controversial session over them, that persons knew that they need to hammer these down. So I didn't look at the exam paper to tell you exactly what came, but I know at a glance, yes, things were there. I was really going for the 60. All right, that is how it is. You'll fall short every now and then. Hurt my little confidence. Sure. And don't worry yourself, man. Don't worry yourself. Don't worry yourself. I got a one. Powell, I'm seeing it. You got a one. Burford. All right, is it so it pronounced? Burford. Good evening, sir. I'm new on board. You are here after the storm. Is it that you're preparing for January? You're preparing for January? No problem, no. I am going to tell you what time class is going to start for January. Um, we have to do things differently January. Anywhere the money must come from, we have to do things differently. I want to teach the content a little different. I know that there are some, I don't know. I am praying to God, like somebody said earlier, that the funds will be available for better this and better that and all of that, so that we can actually take care of everybody. All right. Good evening, sir. I am new. All right. Welcome though. Welcome. We're very happy to have you. Make sure that you subscribe. All right, Williams, hi, how you doing, Casanova? Yes, sir, there are controversy among some of the answer. I put C for the menstrual cycle, but A is also answers. Well, it can't have two answers, so that is why the menstrual cycle come back. That is why I made sure that I said get some help on it. All right. So we remember the menstrual cycle and something else somebody said up top. Those are problem we had. Nice to hear from you, sir. Trinidad. Is it wafers? All right, how you doing? All right. Blessings to you, sir. I got about 90 of the questions correct. Wow, that's great. All right, Casanova. All right, nothing less than 60 if my answers and menstrual cycle is not wrong. The menstrual cycle, the menstrual cycle, the menstrual cycle. The great Mr. Wilson. What have I done, Jahim, to be the great Mr. Wilson? Mr. Wilson is even too much. Wilson is all fine too. Campbell, the order for menstrual cycle. All right. Sir, the HSB paper made me smile. I prayed and I said, Lord, I thank you for Mr. Wilson. Sir, I wanted the past papers here. I wanted the past papers here, and it was really helpful. I watched the past papers here, and it was really helpful. I know I did great. Thank you, sir. All right, we're very happy for that. Sir, thanks. Plenty repeat in the HSB paper. Just 4 or 5 new questions. Wow. Casanova again. Oh, it's A an answer. I can't speak to any answer now. I can't see the thing. But like I tell you, there are some things we're going to review. I'm going to be calling upon some teachers. So if your teacher want to be a part of my panel of reviewers, I'd be most grateful because we want to ensure that we get this thing right. And I'm sure that all these teachers are benefiting. All right. So good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. I thank you very much for your amazing work. Most of the answers I watch in your past paper videos. Okay. Thank you, sir. I am seeing you, Campbell. Smith, thanks, sir. Your videos were very helpful and informative. Continue to do well. God bless you. Every time you say God bless you, I hear somebody saying, every time somebody say God bless you, sir, laugh. But is he an atheist? No, I'm not an atheist, I'm an agnist. Agnes, not Avis. All right. Thank you, sir. I'm seeing you, Brown, Campbell. HSB paper 1 and 2 was good. All right. HSB, sir, the exam started 1 and I left the exam room at 1:15. Like all, that is not good. Why did they allow you to leave the exam room so early? Grant, Romario, that is wrong. You don't do that to an exam. If that exam is so easy for you, the chances of you failing that exam in 15 minutes is great. I hope that you did well, but if you were my student, I would have been worried, even if you are my A student. 15 minutes to do 6 questions? Where do you get the time to read it, to complete it in 15 minutes? You have to read the instruction on the front paper, on the front. Then you are going to answer 60 questions where the answers could have been shuffled and not like you saw them when you were practicing for the exam. So where did you get? I don't know. I wish for you all the best though. No, I am praying for you. Am I? The HSB paper 1 was good. Nothing strange or new was on the paper. Amoy, this is your turn. You know that we spoke about you and Amoy. I don't know. I think you are one of the students. You Tanisha, who really Tanisha and Otisha, who really stood out for us because you were here doing the high, doing the down, doing the flame, doing the. You were just always here, and we always remember. And you're always this adult being there on time. And if you're not on time, you're in and you're never afraid to say, Mr. Wilson, it is that, it's that. I'll get you this, Mr. Wilson, you should do this, Mr. Wilson, you should do that. And you were like that co-pilot as a student carrying the ship. And the other persons from the day, Macmillan and those persons, Barnett, I remember you, but we were saying that I know a little about your story, Amoy, and we were saying that Amoy, she would have got the 1 this time. Yes, we said that. I don't know the students like my partner because she watches it in the back end and she knows everyone and she knows exactly what you say. She knows your temperament. So she watch and she's able to take out. She's a biology teacher as well, but she's not so much the person here. All right. So you would have seen here Addie Plus. Addie Plus, and that is what she calls herself. Addie Plus. Yeah, she's a bio teacher as well. Alisa Fraser. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Fraser. Um, Sammy, the paper was easy, both HSB and bio. We're happy to hear. Uh, Pray God richest blessing on you and your family. Continue doing what's best for the nation. Gratitude is a must. Gratitude is a must. All right, big up yourself, Douglas. Big up yourself. All right, William, sir, you're going over the papers. Come on, don't bother bring too much stress by yourself. No, just relax yourself. We will go through those papers in due course. Hi, sir. I'm glad I came over to this channel. All right. I'm hoping that you would have carried your friends, or you are going to be carrying your friends. And I want you to invite your teachers over too. I want teachers to come here because I don't want anybody feel like I am the keeper of knowledge. I want to hear from some teachers. I want to sort of know a little more than I know. So I want to learn from both teachers and students. So when you go to school, you need to tell your teachers, I am watching this channel and I think you should watch a channel too. You need to tell your teachers that. Any channel that my students watch, I ask them because I'm this advocate for YouTube. Who are you watching on YouTube? I want to see this person who's teaching my students. And I tell them, you don't have to watch my channel. You can watch Michelle's channel. You can watch other channels. That's fine. That's fine. I just want you to learn. All right. I really do not know. I put C, but well, there's always a CA answer, but these never ever the right. There's always a CA answer. I think on one of my paper I have A and one I have C. And it's based on this thing. I sometimes listen to what people say, but there is this twist between C and A. But I'm going to get it. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to go through it very slowly and figure out what it is. Hi, Mr. Wilson. I have started your classes 1st of June, and I learned so much. Thank you so much. You're most welcome. That's Ali, and I is sleeping. All right. I may not have been able to do well on this exam if I didn't come across your videos. We're very happy we're able to help. More. Blessing Mr. Wilson. Big up yourself more, Ali. My three infants know your voice so well. Careful. I still tell you why I laugh. You can't ask me why I laugh. You know, my life is an open book. I take a whole lot of time to smile. Boo. Tristan, boo. Reach. I don't understand that. Your videos help a lot. Thanks much. Thanks a bunch. Yes. I'm seeing you, Smith. Ali. Even them learned the skeletal system through you. Oh, they were touching all the bones and all of that. All right. When I saw the skeletal system on the HSP paper yesterday, I was remembering the class because once I teach skeletal system, we start to touch my head, my whatever, whatever. That's how I teach it. I think I like the whole practical base. If students will write after I do whatever. And I tell a whole lot of stories when I'm teaching. So if I start to teach and hear me start tell a story, don't ask what kind of story this man telling. Try to find out what is it that I'm really teaching. I don't just come to the class and talk story because they don't make sense. All right, but sometimes students get carried away because they want you to say that is that and that is that. Listen to the story. All right, Robinson. Thanks to you, sir, I was able to answer all of paper one. I'm hoping that when this exam result come out, and I am going to get the result and it come and I'm going to have a live and I'm going to listen to everybody. What's the grade like? Whether the grade is good or bad, you can come on and we are going to entertain you. We're not going to badger you. That's not Mr. Wilson, right? I have had my own. I have failed to a point where I failed to fail, right? So I understand both sides of the coin. I understand what it is to fail. I understand what it is to pass. All right. I have seen both sides of the coin. Was very easy, I believe. So I'm seeing Saul, Robinson Saul. So I am now at Jackson. Hi, Jackson. You're welcome. I'm seeing Grant as well. Wow. I learned much more from you. Don't do that, Jackson. I don't want that. I don't want that. Just talk about me. Please don't compare me with any teacher. All right? Because the truth is, I am not better than anyone. It's always going to be how much you are willing to sacrifice. Now, there are persons who will sacrifice and they have to pay, on the other hand, dearly. There are persons who are going through that learning curve. There are those of us who are afraid of failure, which is a natural thing, because you might have a wrong question online, and whomever looked at the question, they don't realize that the thing is there optional. They can go and find the answer for themselves, and they can be a part of the team that is helping to make people better. So they look and say, oh, wow, this question is not answered the best way. Okay, let me find the right answer. Okay, this is the right answer. Mr. Wilson, look at that. There are some persons who really badger you, right? And there are teachers who are afraid of that. Now, me being a dinosaur, I am not afraid. And I will tell even my boss, I don't know everything. I will make mistakes, and there are some things I don't know. And because I don't know and I want to learn, that is why I'm always going to school. Teachers want to know. That's why they continue to go to school. Students graduate, teachers don't. Teachers go to school every graduation. Teachers don't graduate, so teachers want to learn more than students. They're always at school. All right, let's move on. So I am seeing Murray. Hey, how you doing? I'm also seeing Barnett. I will be registering her in your academy. All right, great. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming for that academic stuff. You don't see me? I came on a while ago because somebody sent me a message. Sir, you did not find a time or something to that effect to ask us how the exam was. But I am going to be telling you what the exam was like. And I'm like, oh my God, my students. I tell you what, I have to stop what I'm doing. I was actually working on a book. I tell you, that's all I am doing now. Writing book, publishing book. I'm going to be listening to you, what we can change in the lab book, what you want in a lab book. I'm going to be writing, 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 writing. All right? Writing, writing. And for those persons who are going to be doing HSB, I am going to be going through, I'm going to be doing videos. All the animation that we did for CXC labs were accepted by CXC. All the animation that we wrote for CXC SBA labs were accepted. Not one was thrown out. I like to be very fair. I try not to tell persons any lie. The ecology lab, I think we've had a problem with that over the years. And the problem that the external said, she said that we should have constructed a food web or a food chain. Now, having heard that, I didn't ask my students to do that because usually I think that when you do this lab is what you see, you must record, not what should be. But based on what she's saying, she wants should be. So what we're going to do, we are going to modify the quadrant lab and we're going to put in a food chain. Now, the labs that are on the past papers, we are going to write animations for them. So when you work a past paper question, question number 1, you are going to be able to find the videos for question number 1 on my channel because we're going to be writing the animation. So if you see something that is a scenario, somebody look at a tree and then the pupil size change, we're going to write the animation to show what would have happened. I don't know where I'm going to get the time from, but we're going to be doing that. All right. Yes, we're going to be doing that. Yeah. Jay, good evening, sir. Bio and HSB exam are over. Thanks so much, sir. All the multiple choice repeated. This might be my last time here. So goodbye, everyone. All right, we're very happy to have had you, Jay, and we want you to have other persons subscribe. And while we ask you to have other persons subscribe, we want you to check the comments below the videos because we're going to be leaving all those apparels that we're going to be having for sale or that we're going to be promoting. So you probably want to just share your love with us as you go. We're going to be advertising stuff. We're going to be writing books of ours. I am a solitary individual, so I enjoy writing on these things. So I just sit down and just do that. Yeah, my partner allowed me to. Service is the first time I did the multiple choice on a computer. Wow! I think I want to hear about that. It was very good. I finished the exam in 20 minutes. Oh, I see there was computer based. So I need to talk to you about that, Keaton, because I didn't even remember that CSEC was doing that. But I think I want to talk to you. The persons who did the exam on the computer, I want to talk to you because we have to do we'll have to do a video on that to see what it was like, and we want your feedback. So I'm going to be having something that I'm going to be just looking at the persons who did the exams online and what does it hold for the future. So all the persons who did the exam online, I'm going to organize a live and we're going to be talking about that so that we can really plan for the future. And for those persons who have never done it online, they too will be able to understand what they should prepare for. Just give me a second, let me put on and then I'll come back with the conversation, come back to the conversation. All right, so I'm back. So just sleep. It's fine, you can sleep. Okay. So content the first time you're doing it. So I'm now looking at King. Thanks for posting videos about past papers. It helped. All right, great. And I do hope that person did some study on them on their own rather than just looking at the past paper. I always say to that. I think ransom. message restricted. Not too sure what you wrote. 37, message restricted. What are you writing that YouTube is restricting the message? I'm not seeing an active word that I can release it. 37 question from 2019 paper. 37 question from the 2019 paper. Wow. Amoy Lawrence, I have realized looking back on past paper, CXC has become easier over the years gone, where the days over the years gone, where the days when one question worth 50 marks. Question number one, I think works 25 marks. What CXC would have done, rather than having this bundled question and you're not too sure how it is graded, they would have now attached grade to a simple unit. However, I have seen in the paper two recently where they have given like a 6 mark for just asking a single thing, but CXC has somewhat moved away from that, making the exam a little more customer friendly for the student. Fraser, sir, the paper made me smile. I remember when I did IT, I smiled just the same. So I understand you, Fraser. All right. Is it Danai? Hi, what's that? All right. You can lie down. I soon come and get you. All right. Rojan. Rupon is P. Thank you, sir. Okay, you're welcome. Rafiq. Rafiq, you're here. I don't know if you've ever been here before, Rafiq, but it's the first I am seeing you. Welcome. Rafiq is my student and he's no ordinary student. All right, Morris. Hi, sir. You taught us everything we needed for the paper. I'm very happy. I've never heard my students saying that. In a matter of fact, I met them today and they did not tell me that. Thank you, sir. You really helped me a lot. I am very happy. Thank you, sir. I am very grateful. I see. Long, thank you. James, you're welcome. Ransom, thank you, sir. So, Leandra, waiting on the book to drop. Leandra is my student as well. Which of the book? I just put a book in the thing, you know. Leandra, I have a book. I have not the stories. I have a book now on Amazon, and I have another one coming out tomorrow on Amazon. And we're going to be having a series of books coming out. Which of it? JJ wants to be a doctor. Which of the book is your favorite book? JJ wants to be a doctor. How to find a mystery. All right, so we have a couple of series coming out, plus the textbooks we're writing. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much. Coburn, you're welcome. Grant, thank you, sir. My pleasure. All right. Facts, I'm seeing you. Feel like you could scream. Ah, I could scream, but I didn't. I have to read this. Thank you, sir. When I saw the HSB paper one, I feel like I think I could have screamed of joy, but I did that. I did not. The invigilator would have kicked me out. I understand. Shaw, you are so right, sir. They switch up one and two of the question. Yeah, you are going to see, in most cases, you are seeing the same question, but the answers are not at the same place. Our word in the question would have changed. That could change the whole question. So persons have to be cognizant of that and don't just go in and just circle A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know, or you're going to be in trouble. Shaw, you are so right. Okay, great. I've seen that. Daria, thank you. You dropped my phone yesterday and you damaged the phone. How about taking this book? Try this book. Great. All right. All right. So, Dari, you're welcome. Robinson, Sir, 1,000,001 thanks. Wonderful. I started watching. Okay, great. All right. So, and Keaton, oh, wow. So, YouTube had them all stopped. Give me a minute. Let me see if I can find back where I was. I wasn't seeing a lot of persons. Uh, I finished early, but I didn't leave. I looked over the paper. That is what we should always do. Don't leave at exam because you can't return to the exam once you leave. Have a sleep, wake up, do what you have to do, but don't leave the exam early. Leaving the exam early is no sign that you are brighter than anyone else, because what will happen is that you'll find that there are persons there who are really mastering the paper, but they are just taking their time and going through, making sure. I would have said when I did maths, I was so scared doing maths that I really didn't want to fail. That everything that I work that way, I work it back this way. And you understand, I did not finish the maths paper, but I passed the maths paper. So there are persons with different strategy doing the exam. So don't leave too early. When you leave too early, it's sort of selfish because you start intimidating the others, or you start cause the others to minds to drift. Wonder what happened. Him not finish. Is it really that hard? Is it that easy? That type of thing. So you want to stay there and don't put too much pressure on other persons in the room by leaving early. All right, Brian, we're seeing you. We're most grateful. Austin, I'm seeing you. Oh, wow. Mind you make other plus see that you love. All right, we understand. All right, so I am seeing Peria. Is it Peria? Thank you, sir. All right, I'm most grateful. Richard, I'm seeing you. Um, behave, sir. I don't know what I've been doing. I miss Annette. Don't know who's Miss Annette. I made a few stupid mistakes. We make them every now and then. Thank you. Yes. All right. Williams. Thank you so much. I am seeing you, Williams. All right. Sir Wilson. I'm seeing Amelia. All right. I'm seeing Kalia. I'm seeing you as well. I'm seeing Annette. I'm seeing Williams. From Human again. I'm seeing Morris. Uh, Amelia. Morris again. Um, Isosa from Clarendon, I think. Amelia, had I found you earlier. I tell you, what's up, sir? I'm good. Kush, James, I'm here. I'm afraid of failure. Uh, we're all afraid of failure. But if there was no failure, there would be no need for assessment because it would have meant that we're all perfect. And that is why if students fail, as teachers, as it is called failure, we shouldn't let them feel less than those who would have passed. We should have actually given them that hope, that encouragement that there's still another time. There are many persons who would have what we refer to as failed, and they would have made it out. And when you kill that spirit for that person who probably didn't do well, what you would have done is probably in some cases, some persons never recover. Usually, when students are leaving, when I was a part of grade 11, I was the assistant coordinator. And when the students are leaving, I usually make good with all the students. So I usually have this talk with the student, and I always remind them, this is before CXC, that you might have been the A student in the class, and that person over there is a Z student in the class. It does not mean that you are going to be more successful than that person. I have seen in my lifetime the table would have turned. It does not mean that when you leave school, the pedestal that you were on while you're at school will be maintained. It does not mean that because you were the A student at high school, you are going to be the A student at university. So, for those persons who would not have done well, I say to you, don't become too flustered. Just start preparing again. Start over, do it again. You will be fine. Not everybody will get it at the same time. Can you imagine if all plants were supposed to actually produce fruits at the same time? the rest of the year would be surviving on just preserves. Or wouldn't even have gotten to preserve. We would have died because what would have happened is that we wouldn't even have enough food to take us to that point of learning how to preserve. So if you didn't do so well, don't get hung up on it. Don't feel too flustered. Don't bother yourself too much. Um, it's not a good time to advertise, but we're going to be having our paid class. But outside of a paid class, we're going to be here with you just the same. We're going to continue to make videos. We have to procure a number of softwares because what we found out that within 28 days, let me type how many persons we saw in 28 days. Uh, this is the amount of persons who viewed the channel in 28 days. I'm typing it in the chat. Uh, that's the amount of persons who viewed the channel in 28 days. That is more students than I've ever taught in my lifetime. 200,000. We saw 200,000 students in 48 days. We had to screenshot it as we prepare to move forward. I have never seen so many students. In 28 days, we saw 200,000 students from across the Caribbean. If I was using the other platform, I would have shown you the back end of YouTube. 200,000 students. I haven't looked at the statistic for boys and girls, but I like numbers, so I'll also share that just to say to schools and teachers and parents that YouTube is a viable teaching option. How many of these private softwares would have seen 200,000 students in 28 days? 28 days. Yeah, YouTube sent me a whole lot of things. Wow, 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 wow. But outside of what YouTube said, 200,000 students I would have seen in 28 days. I have not seen 200,000 students in my entire teaching career. And I was able to see that much student in 28 days. So think about how much work would have been done by you and others on YouTube and so on. I watch you before I go do the paper. Yeah, I'm person might wonder why I was not on. Um, a number of things. I sometimes follow my mind and I thought that you needed a little space for yourself, get into the exam. The papers were already there. There wasn't anything else I had to say to you. I didn't want to channel you down a line. I just said that look at these papers, see what you're weak on, just deal with it. And I thought it was just not important for me to be there at the last minute because I didn't want you to feel pressure that I need to learn this over here. So, but probably Mr. Wilson have to say something over here. So, and that divide, and you probably wouldn't learn. So I decided that, that this is a time with the multiple choice persons probably want to just touch something different. So I don't want to be in that space. So let me pull myself and allow them to have this moment with each other and possibly their teachers. Being that we even had some question that was giving problem, I thought that if you have this type of a conversation, this dialogue with your parents, with your fellow men, with your teacher, it would have helped. So for that reason, I decided that I'm just going to keep myself a little way back. And then I had all these projects working on. It really helped. I really got to see. I got 2 books while I was not with you. Between Thursday and Friday, I have 2 books. The other one coming out tomorrow. You are going to see the other one on Amazon tomorrow, and one came live this morning. All right, Williams, I'm seeing you. Dennis, I'm seeing you. I'm sure, not too sure what is happening. YouTube is not showing your message. I don't know what you're typing. That is so wrong that YouTube don't want us to see. Dennis, I am seeing you. Yes. Information technology. Repeat that. Okay. Nemard, I'm seeing you. Don't worry if I'm not calling your names. Diamond, I'm also seeing you. De Sosa, I'm seeing you. Johnson, I'm seeing you. Welsher, I'm seeing you. Williams, I'm seeing you again, and I am most grateful. I really am humbled by the many thanks flowing in from across the Caribbean. I am really humbled by them. We are really grateful. We're very happy that you actually gave us an opportunity to learn, because we learning as teachers. We learn, we were able to understand better how students from diverse culture learn. And I really wanted my student to understand what is happening across the Caribbean. So I'm very happy that students from wherever in the Caribbean, persons in St. Martin could know what is happening in Barbados, could know what is happening in Guyana, could know what is happening in Jamaica, could know what is happening in Trinidad. That type of thing, that is what I want this learning community to do. That when we gather here, we are able to understand, and we have this clean competition where nothing is too much for us to share. I ask the past people, person send the past people who try to word them. What we want is to get some more teachers on where I can interview your teacher, we can bring on your teacher. And I'm not going to put anybody on the spot, so teachers don't need to be afraid that Mr. Wilson is going to put you on the spot. I am not that person. I'm not as stupid as probably persons would be. All right. The storm has only begun. All right. Tanisha, I didn't even see. Tanisha, how you doing? What storm? Tell me about the storm. Tell me about the storm. Let me tell you about Tanisha. Tanisha is one of my day students who happy now and don't come next week and come the other week. But Tanisha is a spark. The first time Tanisha came to my class, there are some things we don't forget. We're teaching, I don't remember what we're teaching, probably the ecology. And Tanisha came in and Tanisha was like, is this a grade? I think she said if it was she inquired whether it was a grade 9 or a grade 10 class. I am like, oh, wow, I've always wanted this student who have me on the edge, so to speak. You have to be prepared. You have to have the content all locked. You have to be there. And Tanisha held that. I think when we got to the last part of the syllabus, we started to run over her a little bit. But for the greater part, she held her own through the class. And we're really, really happy. We're looking for that student who's going to be respectfully, the student who's going to be there, is able to assist other students who are not so strong. And Tanisha did that. Well, the day students, I had a wonderful day group. The day group is the students who are always here on Wednesdays, Friday, and Sunday. They were able. I can't remember reprimanding anybody in the class. There was just one. It was as if I had a class with the students sitting in front of me, and they were from many different Caribbean islands, and we've never had a problem. Persons were when I was late, persons were having dialogue. I mean, it was really, really good. It was an experience I don't think I will ever want to forget. All right, I hope I haven't jumped over anybody name. All right, Baptiste, I am seeing you. And then I don't know if that is Chinese or whatever type of writing, but I am seeing you as well. I'm seeing the Sosa. I'm seeing Pollock. I've seen this name before. Yes, I'm seeing Dark. I don't remember seeing Dark. Probably. All right, I'm seeing Sean. I'm seeing Sean as well. We are most honored. I'm seeing Barrow. I'm seeing Williams. I'm seeing Welsher. I am seeing Murray. I'm seeing Barrow. I'm seeing Barnett. Barnett is always with us. Barnett is one of our adult students, I would have said. It's my day students, so I know them. This also I know them. So other persons don't bother get too jealous. You should be telling these students thanks, because these students, they start getting the individual attention when the class grew. And it's like, I don't remember them. I don't even know how they cope with me and just say, I'm not coming back to that man class. Because since in class grew, I'm not even can say, Barnett, you all right? You understand, Barnett? Uh, that type of a thing. So I must say thanks to these students who kept the ship afloat from September up till now. They were there. They were saying that you need to do this paper, you need to do that paper, you need to do this, you need to do that type of a thing. So I am really, really grateful for them. I'm grateful for you too, but you need to tell those students thanks as well, because they were there, in some cases sending us past papers because I didn't have any. So they were sending me past papers for us to work on that type of a thing. So I am very grateful to them, and you should be grateful for these students. I call it day student. All right. So they were here with me as well. Valentine, thank you. My pleasure. Colette Stevenson, Stuart, thank you. I must tell you. All right, great. I'm seeing you, Stuart. I'm seeing Shaw. Well, Shaw again. I am seeing Stuart. Uh, oh, you are from Jamaica. All right, great. All right. Palmer. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing Johnson. I am seeing Bishop. All right, great. One other thing, we really wanted to put out a lot of multiple choice paper out there. Whether we work them or don't work them, but we have to put something on them. We can't just send out blank multiple choice paper like that. Because we know a lot of students don't have access to these papers. We know. We know. And if you are from some school, if you are from a school over upon the right, you might have these papers. But if you're a school over upon the left, you might not have these papers. So when we come to this room, because everybody come to this room, we have persons from the right and persons from the left, we are able to share resource. I want to say before I leave here, I want to say thank you to my other teacher friends. I have teacher friends from all over the place. I have my teacher friend from Trinidad, Vaughn. I don't want to start calling names. Some of these teachers were in the background and they were pushing answers when you ask questions. You thought it was a student, but some of these persons were teachers, and I know. And some of these teachers were also sending papers, paper two and such a like. They were actually sending resource to assist with teachers, assist with the teaching learning experience. And I'm saying that teachers, I had teachers, I had young teachers from many different Caribbean islands who were reaching out, needing help with like labs and so on. And labs is one of my little baby thing. I really love labs. So I would have reached a lot of persons. But I want to say a big thank you to all those support teachers that you don't know, but they were always there in the background working with Mr. Wilson. Vaughn is the one that is popular. Vaughn usually, Vaughn, I need this paper. Okay, Mr. Wilson, and I see that paper. Or Tanisha and all of those persons, my dear student. All right. So I'm very, very grateful. I can't stop saying thanks. Thanks. The amount of persons I have to say thanks. I might be the person in front of a computer, but I have persons who support me from all angles. All right. I think my first set of papers came from Brownstone in Jamaica. Somebody from Brownstone sent me some papers. I didn't have any because I am probably from a school on the right, and my school on the right don't have those resources. So you understand. All right, big up yourself. I'm seeing Thompson. I'm seeing World. I'm seeing Johnson. I'm seeing Mana. I am seeing Valentine from Guyana. I am seeing Baptiste again. And I'm seeing Booty. Oh, wow. Susan, I hope I pronounced that right and not too right. All right, from Guyana. All right, so I think I would have said a lot there. All right, so we've all said thanks to each other. I don't know where are you with your exam, but soon it'll be over. I have to complete some things for school. I have to complete some things for I'm trying to write that lab manual. I realize that there's a major problem across the Caribbean with graphs, and I am going to be addressing that in the lab manual. All right. What I'm going to be asking now, though, what are some of the concerns that you have re SBA preparation? I'm looking at SBA because I think that Collins and Macmillan is doing an awesome job with the textbook that they are sending out with notes. But for the greater part, I realize that students are not managing or coping well with labs unless they get a whole lot of help from teachers. So if you want to share with me now, yes, good evening. We are seeing you, Paradox. We are seeing you. What are some of the problems? Oh, that's why um just hold on. Hold on there. Eternal, Paradox, Eternal. Um, you will never walk alone. I'm seeing you as well. But Paradox, just let me say so. You post something here and nobody can see. But for those persons who know Mr. Wilson, I am not a rich man. I am a teacher. That is all I do. I can barely pay my bills. But one of the things that I don't do, and one of the things I will never do, I'll never compare myself to any other teacher, and I will never ever speak ill about a teacher. My existence on the internet is not to show up any teacher. My existence here is to support teachers and support learning. Now, one of the things that we need to understand as 21st century learner is that we are responsible for our learning. So that student who failed, I'm going to talk about my day students. How they find me, I don't know. But when we put up when we wrote the channel, we wrote down one of the things, keyword that we had in is free classes online. So those students who did not take that opportunity or the responsibility to assist themselves during COVID by finding the many teachers online, by finding the many resources online, please do not bash your teachers. I am not going to be smiling for that. No, 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 no. I want you to stay here with me. And I know that that is something a little bit more than you wanted to say. I understand the emotion sometimes. But please do not bash your teachers. Please do not bash your teachers. If your teacher need help and I can help your teacher, I will assist your teacher. If I need help and I shout out and you know your teacher can help me, tell them and ask them to help me. It's one big family. One big family. There are going to be different types of teacher and teacher with different type of stuff. But I don't want persons to come here and kill any teacher. All right, please. Because guess what? Paradox are going to tell you something that you don't know. You see, just the same thing what you say about your teacher right now. I have students that I teach for 2 years that are saying the same thing about me. They have never been online to look at one of the video. In a matter of fact, if I can say this now to the world, my supervisor scoffed at me teaching online. And I could go more, but you see, because of professionalism, I won't go more. I won't go any further. My teaching online, trying to reach the students when the parents come home with their phone in the night, when some students don't have any device. So I make classes in the evening and weekend when the one device at home can be shared. I wouldn't tell you some of the price that I had to pay to get this thing done. So teachers have limitations, and I'm talking to parents and everybody now. Teachers have limitations. They are human like you and me. Say, and I there, and I don't have creech to go. There's no creech for an I to go, and I has to be with me, has to be at home. Now, what about a teacher who just can't deal with that? The setting is not the best for you to see inside of the house. Are you going to talk about green screen and the neighbor outside is not somebody that we can have a class for you to hear because the neighbor outside know all the color of the cloth? Or what about, let my dear students tell you about, they know the yangers. We haven't heard any yangers since evening, but all through COVID when we were having classes, my student would just start laughing. Yang, 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 yang. And it was bike, 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 bike every minute. But they did not stop to say, oh, when I come to this class every minute I hear bike. I live right at the roadside. There's nothing I can do about culture. Right? So teachers have limitation. Teachers don't have those fancy gadgets that you think teachers have. Teachers have a set salary. When COVID came, some teachers didn't have any laptop. I have a laptop. Look how this is going on. This is the monitor. This is a part of my laptop. It is not the laptop that I'm lifting up now. It's just the monitor I'm moving. Teachers have limitations. And many teachers just were not able to extend themselves the way they would have loved to. They have persons at home who are sick. They have all sorts of problem at home. Some teachers were fine. So please don't go and say the nastiest and the most disgusting thing about teachers, because we have not seen many students